about PechaKucha presentations. And the question is, how much could you get across in 400 seconds, which is how long the PechaKucha presentations last. Okay? Well, all right, some people say PechaKucha, some say PechaKucha. I tend to use the word PK presentations, but what they are 20 slides at 20 seconds per slide, and they cause the presenter to move quickly and grab the audience's attention quickly. They use images that make an audience laugh or pay attention or have an emotional connection of some kind. The second you start one, you need to grab the audience's attention. Then you start giving them chunks of information, just like a Hershey's chocolate bar. Generally, PK presentations have 2 to 3 really important key points and an opening and a closing. One of the great things to do with a PK presentation is tell a story. Get emotionally connected to your research or your topic and get the audience to understand what it is that they would want to know about this particular topic. You're going to use images really carefully. That's a key thing with PK presentations. And what's the difference between these two presentations? If the first line I wanted to read was, when I was in 3rd grade, I fell in love for the first time. How about this one? Which one would you use if the line was, I loved ice cream sandwiches more than I loved my parents? I think it's pretty obvious which one connects emotionally. Lots of people ask how many images to put on these PK presentations. Well, you can put as many as you want, but generally speaking, 2 or 3 is about the most you want to use. If it's too busy, they won't listen to you. Don't forget about busyness, and you don't want to use text. Text distracts from you as a speaker. So use just a single word or maybe just a single phrase, but definitely not bullet points and not a lot of words. Think about charts and graphs to explain your information better. Use bright colors and use colors to specifically get the audience to look at one particular thing in those charts. Keep them simple. Don't add too much information. How many of us have had PowerPoint presentations that look like this? The audience is spending so much time trying to figure out what the heck it is that they're not even going to listen to what you're going to say. Instead, you might try something like this. This is cleaner, simpler, shows the same basic information, but the red draws your attention over to what's really important. Now, way too often, PK presenters get caught up in all the cool features that PowerPoint can do, even professional presenters like Steve Jobs, shown here on this slide. They want to add textures and shadows and 3-dimensional effects. But remember, if it doesn't help your presentation, it's not worthwhile. Another thing that happens a lot is people don't practice. And practicing is going to be the key thing to having a great PK presentation. If you want to be a champion, you got to play until you get it right. A great way to practice is to actually record yourself. Watching the video may be painful, but it'll make you really aware of what works and what doesn't work. Remember, in a PK presentation, you're not going to have a teleprompter, just an audience and you. And about 100 to 150 words per minute. That breaks down to about 2.5 words per second. So you can kind of plan of spending 30 to 40 words per slide, and that's a great way to get started and think about what you're going to say. But don't become robotic. Remember, you've got to have some emotion. Be animated. Get excited about your research, and stamp your feet, point at things, laugh. But also, give yourself some space to breathe. Every once in a while, take a break. Let your audience catch up with this fast-paced presentation. Maybe say something like, that's a lot of information. I'll give you a few seconds to let it sink in. Okay, are you ready for the end? This is the most important point. You got to end on a high note. What is it you want your audience to do? Go to a website, give you money, ask for your autograph? Maybe just march the streets. So the last advice that I have for you is make sure every second counts. And that's all. Now you have all the tools you need for a great PK presentation. Good luck.